Good afternoon. I am calling to order the Planning Commission meeting. It is 4:30 on Thursday, March 28th, 2024. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the February 29th, 2024 meeting. Are there any corrections or additions? Motion to approve?
I'll offer a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is the plat. To consider for approval the final plat of Oakwood UMC First Edition.
Okay, members of the Planning Commission, the staff report that you're going to receive is going to be virtually identical to the one that we gave last month when you considered the preliminary plat. So we'll proceed. The applicant property owner is Oakwood United Methodist Church. Current legal description is the balance of Block 3 Schweppes Edition. Street address, we have two of them. One is for the church at 1630 Oakwood Avenue. The second is for the dwelling unit or parsonage at 1613 Betker Road. The property is generally located south of Betker Road, east of Hollywood Avenue, and north of Oakwood Avenue. The preliminary plat was approved with conditions by the City Council at their February 28th, 2024 meeting. The land use designation for the property in the comprehensive plan is public, semi-public. Surrounding land uses in the comp plan are low-density residential. Zoning designation is R1, single-family residence district. Surrounding zoning is all R1. Current site use, this is the location of the Oakwood Methodist Church, parking lot and parsonage. Current area land uses are single-family residences. No notice is required for a preliminary or final plat. Public comment, we have not received any to date. Status of utilities. Utilities currently serve the property and can serve the undeveloped lot that's part of this subdivision. Comprehensive plan does not recommend a park within the platted area. The plat description. The platted area is a total of 2.78 acres and consists of 1/2 block of property. The plat will divide the property into 3 lots. The plat would divide the property as follows. Lot 1 would be approximately 92,600 square feet. Lot 2 would be 15,600 square feet, and that's the location of the parsonage. And Lot 3, which is the undeveloped lot, would be 12,750 square feet. The 3 lots would comply with city zoning standards for the R1 zoning district. As noted last month, the distance from the church building to the Lot 3 lot line is 20.5 feet. The required setback is 20 feet, and the angle in the lot line was necessary to comply with that requirement. The plat would allow the church to sell the parsonage and the undeveloped lot. The parsonage has an attached 3-stall garage. There are currently a total of approximately 76 parking spaces in the parking lot, and the property is generally level, and its east property line abuts an alley. The preliminary plat was approved with conditions. The status of those conditions is as follows. Number 1, pay the platting fee of $290, which is a base fee of $200 and $30 per lot. That fee has been paid. Pay the parkland dedication fee of $350 for the one undeveloped lot. That fee has been paid. provide an electronic file of the plat in an AutoCAD 2016 or newer format. That notice has been provided to the land surveyor, and they have provided us with that file. And then finally, number 4, provide a 5-foot easement on the east side of the rear property line of the proposed Lot 2 in order to provide utilities from the alley to the undeveloped lot, which is Lot 3, as well as property further beyond Lot 3. And that easement has been provided on the plat. There are 2 attachments. Attachment 1 is the final plat, and that's on the screen. Attachment 2 is the site location map. Staff would recommend approval of the final plat since it complies with city code requirements. There are no conditions for this plat. And then 2 motions are provided, one to approve and one to deny. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you. Are any questions for the staff? Motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the final plat of Oakwood UMC First Edition.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda are the reports, comprehensive plan progress report.
Okay, staff has forwarded to the consultant all 10 chapters of the comprehensive plan, and that is following our review of those documents. There remain minor items in several locations of some of the chapters that need some additional work, and we are in process of providing some documents to the consultant. A lot of those documents are maps that are being prepared by the fire department. We had a telephone call with the consultant today where we reviewed with them any questions they had about our comments on the comprehensive plan. And I think we resolved all of our major issues, but there are some minor things, that need to be finished. So that leads us to our schedule, and we have a new schedule. And the schedule at this point in time is that the project steering committee would receive the draft plan sometime in mid-April, and then would meet sometime at the end of April. The open house would be held in early May, probably the first week. The public hearing on the comprehensive plan would be held at the Planning Commission's May meeting. So that's the last Thursday in May. And assuming your recommendation of approval, it would go to the City Council for their consideration at their first meeting in June. The 4 area plans are kind of following a separate track. We did meet today, and we were able to get through all 4 plans, and so John and I will be reviewing the information that was generated from our discussions today, making some changes to the 4 area plans, and then forwarding them on to the consultant for their review. And I expect we will then have further discussions with them. But I believe it will be possible at some point for the work that we're doing on the 4 area plans to catch up with the status or where we're at with the comprehensive plan and to be able to combine them. And so that they both can maybe follow the same track to approval. So that approval would be able to take place at the same time. John, you have anything you want to add?
Other than I will try to send you the most recent links for you to be able to read them. I was not aware that they were going to expire, but as they send us new links with the chapters that they've now reformatted, I'll be sharing those with you. We have chapters 1 through 4 at this point, but now they have the remaining 6 chapters, and as soon as that's reformatted, I'll send it your way.
Was anyone else here bothered by the community profile picture, which was Shell's Bachfest or whatever? With, I mean, I just did not think that was an appropriate community profile picture.
And those are exactly the type of comments we want to hear from you all, and feel free to share them with us at any time through your review process.
Yeah. Especially to have 2 pictures
Yeah.
in this right in a row, and it just, I just didn't think it represented New Ulm. I think
John?
it represents an event at Shell's, but not New Ulm.
Did staff make any comments to the consultant about it at all, or you're just first hearing this now from us that
Okay,
the
so
pictures don't feel appropriate, or do you show pictures of housing, or do you show parks, or how do you know?
Great question. So what we've been going through, okay, there's kind of 2 things. They sent us a draft which didn't have any of these pictures that we're discussing in it. Dave and I have been reviewing that. What we were doing then was reviewing that, providing all the feedback. We'd send them back that draft, and then what they do is put it in a final format. But in the meantime, we're continuing to work on those other chapters. So I'll be honest with you. I haven't reviewed chapters 1 through 4 in that content because we've been working on chapters 5 through 10 in the meantime, and the 4 area plans. But those comments are well taken, and please provide those to us because we have, when we're going through the 4 area plans, again, there were comments brought up about these pictures don't represent New Ulm, or they're of another community and it's a stock photo and we want a New Ulm photo. So make sure to let us know that so we can relay that information to the consultant.
Well, has anybody else seen this besides the city staff and the people in this room?
The whole steering
The
committee.
whole steering, oh, okay. Because I got comments at different times again about we are now having 2-way parking. We're going to several different things. And I don't know how any of that, I mean, it was brought up in discussions, but it was like, it's like now fact. And I'm kind of wondering where some of this is coming from.
Is that from like the downtown action team, or
Some of it.
That's where it could be coming from.
in that aspect?
But I've heard it and so I don't know if it's just the mill, that people are picking up certain things. But I didn't, and I looked for things like that when I was reading it, and I didn't necessarily see it, except I was wondering about the town square and the public street layout. But, I mean, those are just general questions that'll come up later.
Yeah, you will see things like that discussed in the downtown, in the 4 area plans for the downtown area. I'm sure that will be brought up in discussion and throughout the plan. I don't know if we discuss that specifically in housing when we talk about downtown or not. Probably not 2-way there. But.
Okay. All right.
But it's only the steering committee that has been sent the link with the formatted chapters 1 through 4.
John, with the pictures, I mean, if staff just picks it, or, being this is a community project, maybe we should put out advertise that we're looking for photographers within our community that may have what they feel is a New Ulm picture and they might share, and
there's
just
some
as a way to
wonderful-
invite to
yeah.
engage the community, that he or she, might have that photogenic eye to give us some great opportunity shots and, just to kind of promote it. I don't know.
There are some-
John, you did send to the consultant a bunch of pictures that were
From Park and Rec.
from Park and Rec.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I
But-
saw a lot of rooftops, and I'm going, okay. I mean, I recognized most of the photos, but some of them, I don't know, I just didn't think they were very representational.
That's where I just thought maybe we asked the
Yeah.
community to help us.
Well,
and,
there are a lot of photographers around town
Yeah.
that,
Well, we have a really long email list of all the people that wanted feedback or wanted to be included in any information we're sending out on the comp plan. That's one way we can get it out. I think there's probably about 70 people that have signed up for that. You know, maybe we could take
or put it on our Facebook
put
page.
it on our
you know.
Facebook page and,
You know,
things
just
like
say, hey,
that.
have you got a great picture that represents New Ulm or an idea or two? I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
for the community profile, I mean, there's so many events that are downtown that would,
You know,
that would take in the town or the city, or, you know, even Friday Night Lights, the football game, anything would be,
Good idea.
just
Yeah, realize that eventually, you know, a decision's going to have to be made, and we're probably not, it may not make everybody, you know, happy, so.
no, just me, please.
I just think of it as an opportunity to engage. You know, that's all.
Yeah. That's all I have.
I don't have anything else.
Okay, end of discussion? All right.
If you-
City council decisions concerning planning commission matters in March of 2024.
Okay, at the March 5th meeting, they approved the first consideration of ordinance number 2024, and it was blank, reducing parking requirements in the downtown area from 2 stalls to 1 stall. And John gave a very full presentation at that meeting, and the council approved the first consideration on a unanimous vote, but there were only 3 councilors there. So the council then told John, you get to repeat it all at next meeting.
Take water.
We're so sorry.
So they also unanimously approved with conditions the preliminary plat of Oakwood. We've talked about that. They unanimously approved with conditions a simple lot division of Lot 3, Block 1. City of New Ulm, First Industrial Subdivision, that's where Spexus is located. On a different matter, they awarded a bid for a new battery building at the trap range, and that was at a cost of $89,500. At the March 19th meeting, they unanimously approved ordinance number 2024-082. And that was following John's presentation again. And we should, I'd like to compliment John on his presentation. He did a very good job, and the council, I think, had good discussion. Councilor Mack participated and provided some good information as well. So I think it was, council had a good understanding of what the issue was.
I'd like to touch base on that, you know, so when we first had this in January, and we got it back in February, but every time we discussed it, from the planning commission to the council, back to planning commission to council meeting, we got more and more information, you know, and from when I first heard it, you know, from our first planning commission meeting, you know, it's drastic because we still don't have the feedback from the other communities, but you know, it got better over the course of 3 months, and more education and more views and questions. So I think it's wise, not to table everything, but that we ask for more information, you know, to try to make the best informed decision, you know. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I appreciate that because, you know, people in the community ask why or what and things of that nature, so.
Okay, 2 other items, again, not related to any action you took, but one is that they approved plans and specifications and set a bid opening date on April 24th to receive bids to repair the recreational trail from, I guess, 20th South Street to 7th South Street. And then on a different item, And this is looking out a ways. They authorized a request for proposals for design services for a improvement of Garden Street from Center Street to Fifth North, a total reconstruction, but in 2027. And it tentatively is going to include a simple roundabout at Fifth North and Garden. They also are going to stop short of Center Street because there has been discussion about constructing a roundabout there. And so they will not, proceed into the intersection and make improvements, only to then have to at some later date turn around and take it all out. So they're going to make sure that there's a cushion that there. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you. Heritage Preservation.
So the HPC did meet on March 18th. They had 3 design reviews, all for signs for buildings in the downtown. One was for Nash and Company, that's at 204 North Minnesota Street. That's Fu Chen's building. They had also a sign review for Nadelkunst, that's at 212 North Minnesota Street, and then for Kemsky's, which is 509 Center Street. So Kemsky's is moving into their old original building on Center Street. All of the designs were approved.
Thank you. Is there any other business that needs to come before the commission? If not, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.